If you enjoyed this show, then make sure you check out the other great shows on the Legion Podcast Network, like Cinema Psyops, Cinema Beef, Devour the Podcast, Duncan and Bo Come Correct, Exploding Heads Horror Movie Podcast, Friday the 13th, Get Slayed, The Hellming Power Hour, Hello, This is the Doom Show, Hero Hero Go Show, Kill the Cast, Underwater Kaiju from Outer Space, Jerry Hates Action, Legion After Dark, Mental Health, Obsessive Cinema, Discourse, Pick Six Movies, the podcast by The Cemetery, the podcast on Haunted Hill, the Psychosemantic Podcast, Rick Radio, House of Wax, Dude Looks Like the 80s, Rabbit and Red Radio, the Shadecast, Short Bus Cinema, Two Drink Minimum Commentaries, the VD Clinic, Who Will Survive Horror Podcast, and Witch vs. the Doomsday Clock. With such a wide spread of shows, there is guaranteed to be a niche for you to fall in love with. Horror, politics, movies, books, sex, music, commentaries, health, video games, kaiju, action, news, comedy, and opinions that would most likely get you killed in some parts of the world. We are proud to bring you some of the best podcasting in the world. Check us out at www.legionpodcast.com, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and any other dark corner of the internet where podcasts can be found.
I guess one of us should start talking. That's kind of how this works. I don't want to intro it because...
Oh, you don't want to intro it?
Oh, no, you just did it with such gusto with that radio voice that just sounds so... Ooh, I mean, it gives me chills. It's almost like, you know, sitting on the woofer and Stern going like...
Oh, yeah. It's that amazing. Okay, here we go.
Welcome to the Rabbit and Red Sunday Show with your hosts Michael J. and Alex Edwards.
Yes, we are back. It is Sunday. We know you missed us. All that raunchy sex porn talk and all that nonsense. We know you want more of it, but we're going to try to steer in a more focused direction this time, but we're back. I'm Alex. I'm with Mike. How you doing, Mike?
I'm wonderful at this point in juncture.
Yeah. Isn't it amazing that every time we don't know where to go with a inaugural show that we just go to porn and things like that? It just seems like, hey, what can we do that's different?
Well, I do want to try one of those cam girls things. I just didn't feel like paying for it, but I do want to try that because I want to tell them to do dirty things and maybe like get down on the floor and let me urinate on them or something.
Oh yeah, this was supposed to be a different kind of episode.
Well, right out of the gate. Well, no, I have something different to start us out with. This is great.
Oh, good.
Now, I think I texted you. I know you're probably not big on fast food that much. I know back in the day, you enjoyed your Burger King and McDonald's somewhat, but I'm sure, you know, someone like you now that's kind of trying to be svelte and the married gentleman, you know, doesn't gravitate towards that. However...
Yeah, I lived off of that stuff in my 20s, definitely. Yes. Although I did work out and stuff, so it was kind of weird. People would get freaked out when they see me eating that stuff and they saw the condition I was in. They'd be like, what are you doing? I remember you in specific. Remember that time I like sent you a picture or I told you what I was eating at Friendly's?
Yes.
It was like the chicken and then the loaded French fries with bacon and cheese and crap and sour cream. And you were like, sir, what are you doing to yourself? All those workouts, all right in the garbage. And I remember you saying that, and I was like, wow, he's right. What am I doing?
So that kind of like took you off of it then is what you're saying at that point.
Yeah, you kind of woke me up in a weird way because I never gave it a thought because I was in pretty good shape. So I said, you know what? He's right. Why am I eating like this? So I can honestly say I have not had McDonald's or Burger King in probably like 8 years, maybe. Huh. And I might have had Wendy's once in a pinch. I do Taco Bell like once every 3 months.
Oh, but I mean, that's something.
Yeah. So what is your thing here.
Well, I wish that I could be, as dedicated as you. Well, especially now. So my mom is currently now out of work for about another week and a half. So with her being home, she does not, she likes eggs, like scrambled eggs, any type of eggs. She does not enjoy the way that I make her eggs. So, because I tend to burn them because I enjoy things burnt. So if I make scrambled eggs, I burn them.
Like your villains, like you like Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Right.
And
Well,
the burning.
Well, I mean, the burning is quite good. It was Dimension's first film, so to speak, back in 1981. So, and we all know Dimension before Harvey Weinstein used to be a sign of quality, in my opinion. So, but Wendy's now has breakfast nationwide. Before it used to only be like in California and stuff, but now it's all over the country. So, oh boy, do I feel like a fat fuck. But this morning, I happened to indulge, and I got myself a plain sausage biscuit. I got myself a bacon maple honey butter chicken biscuit, which means it has like a chicken breast, honey butter, bacon on this warm breakfast bun. And then their hash browns are not hash browns. They're like potato wedges, and they're seasoned just like KFC's would be.
Oh, it's so good.
I know. I'm like in love with this thing. So, and we get like 2 large coffees, or she wanted like a medium coffee or a small coffee because she doesn't drink much. I get a large because I drink the shit out of that stuff.
Right.
So, they send 2 larges because we got through DoorDash. They don't.
Wait, they deliver this to you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like DoorDash
wow.
or Uber, it's on DoorDash. So DoorDash like delivers it to the house.
Wow.
So she doesn't want to drink the whole large coffee.
They probably looked in the bag and looked at them driving themselves to you and said, "Yeah, that makes sense."
Oh no, they staple like the bag shut at the store.
Oh, okay.
So people won't tamper with your food.
Oh, good.
Right. So that nobody's like spitting in it, coming in the bag, whatever.
Oh my God.
Hey, people have done that. I've heard it. They're just, oh yeah, look at this fucking fries.
Oh yeah, dropping loads all over your fries. Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is. So she doesn't want the thing, like all the coffee. So I get another cup and I dump it in. So I'm thinking I'm going to save it for later. No. So I drink my 20-ounce coffee. Plus, I guess there was about maybe half of her 20-ounce that I drank. Plus I ate all that food.
Jesus Christ.
So needless to say, like about an hour later, I barely made it to the toilet.
Wow, it immediately went through you that quick?
Every time I drink, like Chick-fil-A coffee does it, Dunkin' Donuts coffee does it, and now Wendy's coffee. But I mean, you figure I drank 30 ounces of it.
Yeah, I never really drink more than 20 ounces of a coffee.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're looking to maintain regularity and just empty your bowels out, I would recommend going.
Yeah, they say coffee and cigarettes is the way to go. All right, so 30 ounce, you're saying?
That about did it for me. At least Wendy's. If I have like even a medium Dunkin' Donuts, which is like 14 ounces, within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I'm on the toilet.
Jesus. Well, so what are you saying? No more coffee for you?
Oh, no. I can't stop. If I don't drink coffee, I get a severe fucking headache. Like I can't I can't function if I don't have at least a cup in the morning.
Well, see, that happened to me when I gave up alcohol. I had a severe headache for like, I'd say 7 to 10 days. And then it goes away.
Right, but it's just getting through that I don't know how the hell you did it. I would want to like shoot myself in the skull.
Yeah, no, it was bad, man. I just popped Advil. Advil works for me.
Right.
And I would just pop Advils every day. It was weird. I got headaches exactly when I would start drinking too. Like on the ride home from work, as I passed the liquor store that I'd always go to, I swear to God, the headaches started right around that time. Like it's like my body knew that around 4:15 is when the porn should start. And oh my God.
So wait, do you ever like now? Because how long has it been since you drank, basically?
6 months and 2 weeks, I think.
Oh shit! So have you gone like stopped into that liquor store since just to say hi to some of the employees? Like, did you have regular like employees there? Like when you going, hey Al, how you doing, buddy?
No.
Really?
There was guys I recognized enough, but there was it was like a revolving door in that place. I don't know if they didn't pay well or whatever, but it always seemed like somebody was being trained. It always seemed like a new face. I wouldn't go exactly the same time. Sometimes I go on the weekends and load up in the morning or that night and load up or whatever, or after work, or think about it later and come back at 9 and do it. So I wasn't like a regular, like you could, know when I'm going to pull in or anything.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, and that's like a state job too. You figure they would, I mean, I would think the pay would be somewhat decent.
Yeah, well, $11 an hour is different to a lot of people.
Oh, dude, if I was making that, shit.
Yeah, some people think they're doing right. Some people think they're doing great. Other people would think like, well, what the hell am I supposed to do with this?
Very, very true. Very true. And there was something else I wanted to tell you too. You remember the 41-year-old that I told you I was talking to? I think she's from somewhere in Jersey.
Yeah.
Well, this goes to prove just how shallow I think American women are.
Okay.
And obviously stand-up comedian wannabe women, they're probably just not that funny. As soon as I told her that I wasn't rich and that I was gimpy, she stopped talking to me. We were talking great for like maybe a week. I was like, oh, she's going to give me her number. We're going to get together and I'm going to break this 10-year dry spell. But then I said, well, no, I'm not rich. And
So wait, you said, how did the rich thing come up? She said, where do you work? How much do you make?
Well, no. We were talking about past relationships. And I had mentioned about the New York chick and how I was used. And I said, she's thinking I had all this money, and I really didn't have all this money. And these dogs. And
no, that's a new feature of the show, guys.
Yeah.
We want you to feel like you're at a park, outdoors, like you're hanging. We have dogs playing frisbee, just barking, running around. That's like a whole thing to give you some ambiance.
Yeah, and they don't shut up either. That's a mini dachshund. So, no, but I brought up to her about, me really not having money and her just being interested in like wanting things. Like anytime we talked, she'd be like, well, can you do this? Can you do that? I need food. I'm hungry. I need money for Uber to get home from work. All that type of shit. So then I guess me telling her that plus.
You don't think it was a leg thing? You think it was more the money?
Oh, no. I think the leg thing definitely played a part because she's probably like, well, if his legs don't work, how do I know that his dick works?
She was like, ooh.
But see, if she would have just given me that chance, she would have seen what a gimpy dick can do.
Huh. Well, it's not too late to send a video.
Well, no. See, I never really had her number. There's this app called Bottled, I guess. And it's pretty much where you can write a note and like it goes anywhere in the world.
Oh yeah,
that's pretty much how it works. Yeah. Well, because now I guess my bottle got around to somebody in India.
right.
So I was talking to this
Michael J, I'd love to go out with you.
Yeah,
I'll shower you with blueberry squishies and
I was thinking, fucking a poo the whole time, and every time I'm thinking, I'm like, fuck, she's it's a female a poo. I can't do it. But this one, she.
Do you like beef jerkies?
Oh my god! I like to jerk my beef.
If you push that button on my head, my garage door will open.
Actually, I saw a picture of her. I don't think she's got a dot.
No dot on the head?
Do they all have dots, or is that like a...
Oh, I don't know.
I wonder. I got to Google that and see if all Indians have dots.
Right.
It seems like it's a trademark, so they should. But maybe some of them don't. But this one, she asked I asked what her hobbies were. So she said she likes to travel and what is it? I think write poetry or something. And that's that. And then she asked what I do. And I had mentioned.
Did you tell you burn Blu-rays?
No, I didn't get into that. She would not find that interesting at all, I'm sure. No, I
burn about 247 Blu-rays a week. I podcast.
Yeah, that's and I take care of an amputee.
I help my mom shit and piss. I contemplate suicide every 3 hours.
Yeah, pretty much on a daily basis. I'll give it a daily basis. I'll uptick from 3 hours a little bit, just a daily basis. Especially when diarrhea happens, then it's worse.
Oh my god!
But no, but I told her, I said I podcast, and I'm like an aspiring filmmaker because I have some things going, or at least I have proof of that on YouTube.
Yeah, about Nightmare 6.
Well, but you know what she responded? She said, "You're a genius."
Did you tell her the kind of film you're into is snuff films?
Well, only if she's involved, then I can,
Now you can. Now you do want to do one with her.
Well, yeah, if she likes to travel, I mean, maybe she could come here.
Yeah, tell her all different. Her body parts can travel to all different places.
Right. You send one to Europe, one to Antarctica.
It's amazing.
Just all over the place. She could be the new face of Rabbit in Red.
Yeah, just her face.
Exactly. I could wear it as a mask. I could be like Leatherface.
Wow.
And I could wear her, and I call it Indian face.
You know what you could do? You could do the broomstick challenge and put her head on the top of the broom.
Now, okay, wait. All right, because this goes back. Now, this broomstick thing, you've got to tell me this, because when you first sent me that picture of that broom, you freaked me the fuck out. I thought it was a spider that was going to jump up and rip my face.
No, that was a whole hoax that I guess everybody or most people heard by now. The thing that makes the broomstick stand up is all the bristles, the way you press it into the ground and maneuver it. It's like a bunch of mini tripods holding the broom up. And for some reason, somebody said that you could just do it on this one day when the world gravitational pull, the equinox, a winter or whatever. So everybody did it as if this was the only day you could do it, but it turns out to be just nonsensical, and you could do this anytime. It's stupid, and it's not a big deal.
Did you try it the day after?
Yeah, well, I put it up in the living room, and I just left it there, and it wouldn't go down for 3 days. So then I realized you ever see those cartoons where they look at the screen, and then the jackass ears come up above their heads?
Yes.
That's what I did. I was like, oh, okay.
So is it still in the living room now, or did it eventually fall?
Oh no, I kicked it over once I realized I was made a fool of.
Oh, that's not fun. I would have left that fucker stand and see how long it actually would have went.
Oh, you could do it again. Put it up now. It doesn't matter.
Broom.
That's the hard part, getting a broom.
Yeah, I don't think we have one.
Yep.
I have a vacuum cleaner. I don't have a broom. Even though we should, because we have hardwood floors.
Well, see if you make your vacuum cleaner stand up. Do that challenge.
Yeah, but that just sucks. Like,
Well, they're supposed to suck.
well, yeah. I've always wanted to get one of those hose things and, actually try like Doofy did at the end of Scary Movie.
Yeah, but why would you put a vacuum cleaner on your dick? Like, the suction of something pulling that hard on it with no lips or saliva or tongue running up and down it. Like, what would you get out of that? Like,
Well,
could you, like, maybe it's like I can imagine a sensation, I suppose, but I mean, really?
Right. Well, see, his name was Doofy, so he's stupid. But I'll tell you how I would do it so it would work. What you do is you make artificial lips and artificial tongue and then do it that way.
So you would like stick your dick in a watermelon or something, and on the other end of it is a vacuum,
Right.
and that way you get the full.
Right. So then that way you would make the Jeff Daniels a la Dumb and Dumber on the toilet shitting face.
Right.
And I can't do it, or else I would do it here, but I can't do it. I can't do it.
Nah.
But it's it's definitely something. I mean,
I'm gonna
and
meet Doofy. He's gonna be at Monster Mania or something, or NJ HorrorCon.
Dave Sheridan. Wow, I'm surprised.
I'm going to Monster Mania, NJ HorrorCon, and Chiller Theater.
Now,
It's 3 conventions in the span of like I think like 6 weeks.
oh my god, that's
Yeah.
insane.
I
Now,
know.
what one do you think costs the most? Because I noticed like Monster Mania has all their prices.
Dude, the
like their
photo
prices.
ops is where you get buried. Photo ops are the most overpriced thing in the history of life. Like $80 for a picture with Sting
Man, that's ridiculous.
in makeup, the WCW wrestler.
Right. So, well, who do you plan on seeing at these things?
Well, Ginny from Part 2 again, because I haven't seen her since 2009, and I
Right.
want an updated picture and stuff.
Are you doing
and-
the thing with Adrian King and her together?
Yeah,
Or just-
in photo op in costume.
Oh God.
So I'm doing that. So that would be cool. I'm doing Sting in costume. And I'm doing Jason X and Jason Part 6 unmasked in costume. Those are the 3 photo ops I'm doing, and that's it. And then I'm just meeting a couple other people. I'm meeting Steve Miner, who directed the greatest slasher in the 80s, Friday the 13th Part 2.
Correct. And part 3.
And 3 he did. And he did H2O, Halloween, which I love, except that I think Michael was terribly cast, terribly dressed. His mask looked horrendous every time they put one on him, which was like 8 different ones. And there was nothing about Michael in that movie that was good. I mean, maybe the scene where the girl was in the bathroom with her daughter, he looked good through the crack in the stall. But other than that, I think that was the biggest flop of the whole movie. And I think if he looked better and he had better presence and didn't look so weird, I think people would like that movie more. I know a lot of people don't like it because they don't like the sanitized horror thing that was going on in the late 90s. But, I don't mind that. It was with the times. It was updated. It felt fresh. It felt believable, Laurie Strode's storyline. And I like Laurie Strode from H2O more than I like her from 2018.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I don't, and by no means do I like her in H2O. I mean, the best part of Resurrection was her death.
But it felt more natural. Like the 18 feels so...
It's forced. It's
Forced.
totally forced.
Like, why would she still be there? And like, there's so many things about it. Like she's that traumatized that she survived this 40 years ago, and if Michael's not her brother, why would she spend her whole life preparing in the eventuality that he'll find her again? Why would he find her again? You're nobody.
In a sense, why would he even care? You've been in a mental institution locked up for 40 years since that happened. Just because you get out, why would you seek her out?
Right, because it's not your sister. So why would he care? So if you're going to make it so he's not the brother anymore, then how could you still make it so that she thinks she has to prepare for this? Like, it just doesn't. It never works like that. Right. No killer who was ever locked up for an attempted murder of a chick ever went back looking for her 20 years later or 10 or 3 years later or 1 year later ever. Right. They don't do that.
This is 4 decades after the event. Why would you do that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't mind Halloween 18. I enjoyed it for what it was for the most part. I hated the ending. I think they should have went with the original ending.
Yeah, it was lackluster. But, I didn't know it ended. I was waiting for the ending, and apparently I already saw it.
Did you knew the original ending for that movie, right?
No.
Oh, you didn't?
No.
Oh, all right. Well, you tell me that you don't think this is a better ending for the movie. Well, what happens is Laurie and Michael actually fight. And Myers gets stabbed. And Laurie gets, mortally wounded. She gets taken away in an ambulance and is headed to the hospital. And Myers walks out in you know how she had those, dummies or mannequins in her backyard?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He walks out and, lies down among the mannequins as Laurie is rushed to the hospital. And that's how it ends.
Oh my God.
But there's supposed to be there was supposed to be a huge fight between them. And I think they should have went with that because it ended on a darker note. The fire thing, to me, felt like a cop-out because, I know they're supposed to ignore the sequels, but it happened 2 other times before. In Halloween 281 and Shit Movie.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why we went with fire again. I just don't. I don't know where this is going. Apparently, the test screenings for the next movie were through the roof. So whatever. Listen, just make a Halloween. I love the score. I have the score on vinyl. And it's amazing.
Oh shit! I wanted to get that.
Oh, it's so good. But yeah, I don't know. I don't care. It was good when I saw it. When I first saw it, I was all into it. And then after about 3 or 4 watches, I really began to absolutely hate the cast. I hate all their small talk. I hate all their jokes. It was just the worst.
Wait, you didn't like Ray talking in front of his daughter about getting peanut butter on his dick?
No. Because number one, he didn't get it. He didn't get it on his penis, number one. He didn't clean it. It was just dumb to say. It was just reaching for this outrageous humor. It's like, ooh, we're so edgy. Look, I'm making a joke like that around my kids. It's like, yeah, well, that was edgy in 2002.
Yeah, it's kind of 16 years too late. We're not actually.
Yeah, look at the shows and things that have been out since then. It's just not that funny anymore.
You know, Family Guy and The Simpsons have done more risky stuff than that,
Before that. Yeah, it just, I don't know. And then the small talk of the kid in the hallway with his friend, I thought you were going to go to the dance with me. Come on, man. I'm really broken up about this. I can't believe you would do this to me, man. It's just oh, please end this scene. And then I know a lot of people like him, but the kid, I won't be sitting here clipping my nasty ass toenails. Wow. Oh wow, you got the black kid who's way too mature for his age, and he talks and he says, "I know you smoke weed. You don't think I know you be smoking weed?" Oh wow, look, he's saying that he knows what they're doing. He's just saying, he's putting it out there. We can't hide. He's too advanced for all of us. And like that is supposed to still be entertaining. Like it's an eye roller. It's like, oh my God, please.
Yeah, and they
Kill me.
have him in the next one, and I don't understand why they're bringing him back.
Oh,
There's no
God.
need. His babysitter's dead. Who's going to babysit him this time?
Yeah. It was just, ugh. I don't know. I just hate the small talk of almost everybody in this movie.
But I know, in terms of that, you do like the Universal, like the old Universal monster movies.
Oh, yeah. I grew up on that stuff.
So the Invisible Man.
Oh,
Haven't seen it.
dude. I went to watch The Invisible Man this weekend. I went to Fandango.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my theater. I did Dolby because Dolby is incredible.
Oh, yes, it is.
I watched Halloween on Dolby, 2018 on Dolby, and Terminator Dark Fate. And so, excuse me, I put my seat in, got the best seat right in front of the handicap people so you could put your leg on that bar.
Oh, thank God, yes. Please.
So I pressed the thing at the very end. Total, by the way, just me, $21.
$21. Now, is that with the service fees or before?
Yes, with.
Oh, that's with it? Okay.
So I'm like,
you
what
lucked out. Now, was this the afternoon? Or
it was 12:45.
Holy shit.
It was the first showing. And I'm like, whoa, what? I wouldn't even pay for the Blu-ray if it was $21. So I go and I said, well, screw it. I'll do standard. I'll be a cheap fuck.
Right.
So I went, did all the same stuff for standard, pressed the thing, $19. I said, okay, I'm done. I'm not doing this. Now listen, I make plenty of money. I'm not crying poor or anything like that. And people who knew what I made would probably slap me for doing this too and say, I can't believe you of all people. But the thing is, it's the principle. Right. I could have $100,000 in the bank and I wouldn't do this. I just feel like stupid.
Yeah. I mean, well, okay. Now, I don't go to the movies that often. And my brother probably goes less than me. But he has a thing. If he's going to go to the movies... Well, no. He used to have that, but I think Movie Pass is pretty much done. For lack of... I think they pretty much just shut down or whatever. So, no, but like, he goes to the movies probably less than I do. But let me just put this in perspective. We went to see The Last Jedi in 4DX. Now, that's where the seats move and the water shoots at you and all that type of stuff. Oh,
we don't even have that by us.
No. Oh, shit. No, it's dude, I mean, that's like you're on a ride.
Wow.
Almost like the whole time. Like, if there's a rainstorm, you'll get misted with water. There'll be lightning. There'll be fog.
What do you pay for this? Because if you tell me the same price as my standard seat, I'm going to kill you.
It was the two of us that went to see Rise of Skywalker. So and this was 7 p.m. on a Thursday night, the opening night of it. It was with the service fees, I think $55 for 2 tickets.
Holy shit, man.
But in defense of it, it was like you were on a ride for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I guess I can't say anything about this because I don't really know the experience, and I guess if it's a novelty thing, then whatever.
Yeah.
You have to expect to pay something like that. But dude, I was talking about a standard seat in a shit theater. And
yeah, that is. Did they even have the reclining seats?
No.
No?
No.
Oh, fuck that then.
I don't think they have reclining seats in the Dolby thing. But
really? Shit.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm in New Jersey. If anybody's wondering, like where the hell does this guy live? And you're in Pennsylvania, so right. Yeah, it's just different, man.
Now, are you in northern Jersey, like closer to New York?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it seems to me like things up there are like exponentially higher price-wise.
Yeah. Well, I moved when I bought a house. I went to the west, so I live northwest, but it's still the same because it's still not too far away from New York. I could still get to New York in under an hour, you know.
Well,
But it's not enough, man. So yeah, I'll have to. I looked like the Invisible Man in the theater that day because I wasn't there. So I did not watch it, and I'm excited to see it. I heard nothing but good things. Invisible Man, the original with Claude Rains, is one of the greatest horror movies ever created.
oh, I 100% agree.
Yeah.
All
So.
those Universal monster classic things.
Mm-hmm.
And now Blumhouse said, I read today they want to make a Frankenstein.
Good. Let's just not have Robert De Niro in it again.
Well,
Kind of threw me off the first time.
well, yeah, I mean, you know. But I think as long as they don't do, because I know with The Mummy, with Tom Cruise, they were trying to do this universe thing, the monster universe shit.
Yeah, like
as long
Marvel.
As they don't
Yeah.
do that. Yeah, as long as they don't do that and just make them their own separate entities, I think it'll be fine.
Well, I wouldn't mind that because you got to remember the original ones, they all were in the same universe. Like you had Dracula, Frankenstein, and the Wolfman in 3 separate movies together.
Right.
So, and that wasn't bad. That was great. It just seemed like that's a part of the world. That's what's going on in the world. And then, Abbott and Costello met all these guys with a mummy and Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. So I'm not against it. I don't think it would hurt it, but I don't know. I didn't watch The Mummy. It was so bad I didn't watch it. But apparently they just went about it the wrong way. I have no idea what happened. But
see, and I wonder about that though. Is there anybody? I mean, because it's different. Back in the original, like Universal Monsters time, it seemed like there were more competent people involved. I don't know if we have that same level of competency today.
I think we definitely don't have the same creative people today.
No, because all they do is recycle everything.
Yeah, and they rely on the technology and the CGI visual effects to pull their movies through, and they really don't have much substance like they used to. And I know it's a generalization. There's plenty of people that do have tons of substance and tons of originality, but I think generally what we come across, especially in the genres that we like, I think we come across a lot of unoriginality.
Almost that.
Unfortunately. I mean, there's a lot of indie movies like, little things like Midsummer and Brightburn and all these there's good stuff everywhere, but it's sparingly coming out,
Did you see Midsummer?
No, that's the one thing I'm waiting for from you.
Yes.
But it's been raved about so much. I figured I could say that and be safe about the people wouldn't say that sucked. How could you bring that up? Because I brought it up because it's supposedly great, and I'll be watching it in whatever 2-3 weeks, whatever. So
most likely, yes. But how about Hereditary? Did you see that?
Now that I saw.
Now, what did you think of that one?
I thought it was good.
Okay.
And I like the ending with the weird witchy stuff. I like witches. I'm a big witch fan. So my whole life I've been waiting for a movie that has a witch or 3, because those are 3 of them with the sisters thing they always do. I want a witch movie with a witch from The Wizard of Oz. I want a green witch with a big nose and a black outfit with a hat on a broomstick with a cat. I want a real movie of something like that. And I think they could make a great movie with witches in that style.
No, I think so too. But will they do it?
It doesn't seem like it. It's been how many years since 1940?
Yeah, it's a long
time. What are we waiting for?
I would kind of like to see that again, honestly, because that's the type of witches stuff that I like. Like the movie The Witch.
Right.
I went to see that. And
yeah, I saw that, but it wasn't the same witch.
No, and I remember at the end of the movie, I was thinking to myself, what the fuck did I just watch?
And I love Suspiria, but that's not the same witches. I mean, it's good. I'm just waiting for the classic because you grew up in these cartoons. I'm an 80s and 90s kid. I grew up when most of the cartoons, the witches did look like that. You watch Scooby-Doo, the witches do look like that.
Oh, yeah, with the warts on the nose and all that shit like that.
Yeah, so let's bring this shit to life, man. I mean, would it hurt to have a witch movie in the world? You make all this other dumb shit. Make a witch movie.
Yeah, they should, you know what? They should remake The Witches. That Roald Dahl the movie that was based off of that book originally from 1990.
Didn't you just give me that Blu-ray?
Did I? I don't remember if I did or not.
I think you did. I started it. Tiffany said it's one of her favorite movies. She heard the opening words from upstairs and said, "You're watching one of my favorite movies." So I turned it off. I said, "Okay, we'll watch together. Can you watch now?" She says, "No." So I turned it off, put something else on. So I still have to watch that. So were there witches like that in that movie?
They weren't exactly to that, but they were the closest representation that you'll get.
Okay.
So I think, knowing what you just told me, I really think that you'll appreciate it. And it is a wonderful, wonderful movie. I love that movie.
Cool.
I love the book. I love the movie. You have to, after you watch that, you have to report back to us and tell us what you think.
Well, as we wrap up, we have about 20-something minutes left. Why don't you report on all of the new Blu-ray releases that everybody could look forward to? Because you're the Blu-ray king, if nobody knows this.
Well,
Michael J. has literally, well, let's just put it this way. He's been purchasing pretty much every new release or re-release of old stuff, redone and remastered, whatever. He buys almost everything. So,
yeah.
So he I would say how many Blu-rays, just so everybody has a good idea of what you have, because I don't think we can count your collection. I would say for the last.
No, actually, 15... I've kind of, since we moved into the new place and I have everything kind of centralized in one room now, at least where I keep them.
You should make furniture out of your Blu-ray, so you don't have to buy like a couch or a bed or anything or a desk.
I was thinking about that, but the problem is the dogs.
They'll knock it over.
Well, the one especially. I had Torso, I guess an original Blue Underground Torso Blu-ray release, and I had it sitting on my floor. This is in the old house, and the dog went upstairs, the little mini dachshund, and I went upstairs because he was up there for a few minutes, and I see pieces of plastic and paper like strewn throughout the upstairs.
Wow.
He got to the case, kind of ripped the plastic covering off of it, and some of the cover itself was, I still have it. It has teeth marks in it.
Wow.
I'll have to post a picture of it somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry to interrupt you. So how many Blu-rays would you say you have at this point?
Got to be in the, I gotta say, probably close to 2,000, maybe a little more than that. And that probably, and I'm probably, I gotta have a few hundred 4Ks by now.
And how many hours of viewing time do you dedicate per day to these Blu-rays?
Per day?
Yeah.
Is 0.
So why do you do this if you don't even indulge in them?
Well, I intend to indulge. It's just I have to,
But what are you waiting for? What moment are you waiting for where you say, okay, this is the point of my life where I sit down and I dedicate like 4 to 6 hours a day to watching all my stuff? What has to happen for that trigger?
Oh, God. I'm going to say probably I'd have to become a vegetable, like a total vegetable where I wouldn't be able to move. And all I would be able to do is sit there.
And then that's when you would break out the Blu-rays. But who would? But between you and your mom, who would put them in the player?
I don't know. I'd have to have an aide or somebody just to do that.
Wow.
Because I'd be sitting there, I'd be a vegetable. So they're like, oh.
And how would you be able to tell people what if they keep putting on the thing where like what you don't want to watch?
I would have to like have a type to talk thing where it's like I type and
don't put that Blu-ray in. I want to watch Sleepaway Camp 3 again.
Right. Or the today I want the Halloween 6 producer's cut.
Halloween 6. Get that special pack where there's 6 different versions. No, not that one. 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 Yes. No, not that one. Yes, that one.
And then
Yeah,
it
that'd
would
be cool.
skip. Well, then it would skip, and it would just like keep repeating the same thing over and over again. And I would just sit there and I'd be like, oh, oh,
Jesus Christ.
oh, oh. You know, but eventually. But speaking of, well,
Yeah, new releases. I'm sorry.
I got a few things today. Well, I didn't get them yet, but I placed orders for them. Scream Factory is releasing this month a brand new collector's edition of The Wizard. With,
Is that the Michael
Fred
Jackson
Savage.
movie?
Well, no, that's the one with Fred Savage and I don't know, some other. I used to have it on VHS and I loved it. It was the kid that was like the video game prodigy. And yeah, so that's coming out at the end of the month, so I got that coming. I got their collector's edition of Bones with Snoop Dogg.
Okay.
I went to grab that Monster Go Home.
Horrible.
Just because, well, I mean, I am kind of interested in that Rob Zombie commentary just for the hell of it.
Oh, right. Want to hear a fascinating coincidence with that movie?
What's that?
So when I started getting into buying Blu-rays, it was 2001 or so.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got a Blu-ray, Blu-ray, DVD. I got a DVD player in like September, probably for my birthday in 2001. So I started buying DVDs. It was like fascinating to do this. And you buy things that you really probably shouldn't. Because you're like, wow, I get to see them perfectly, not on a VHS tape, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So for some reason, the two movies I picked when I went to Best Buy was The Lost Boys and Monsters Go Home. So I watched Monsters Go Home or whatever. I think it sucked. I was like, oh, wow, one of my first purchases was a complete waste. So then I watched The Lost Boys. Do you want to hear what is the freakiest thing on earth? In the Lost Boys hideout where they all hang out upside down,
All right.
there's a poster in the background of the Monsters Go Home movie.
No, there's not. Is there, really?
I swear to God.
Damn it. I'm going to have to dig out that Blu-ray and check that out.
What are the odds that a person could do such a thing?
That is very weird. And that's in like a cave.
Right.
Why would you have
Why would there be a poster in the cave? Well, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was somewhere else, but it's clear. Like there's a scene where they hang on it for like a straight minute. So I thought it was in the bad guys hangout, but who really knows? But I can't picture it in the kids' room though. That's why I'm saying the other place. But yeah, just watch that movie and there's a poster of the other movie I purchased that day. Like it's just, you can't make that up.
That's uncanny. It's almost like, yeah, it had to be in the cave because I could imagine it's where David's like, throw my noodles, Michael.
Yeah, I think that's where I saw it.
Yeah, because if you're saying it hung on it for that long, like that's the only point
Right.
that would come to my head where that could be. Now I'm gonna have to dig out that Blu-ray and find it.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I got that, the Universal Horror Collection Volume 4.
Volume 4.
Today.
Now you have 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, and actually I put, because you need 2 and 3 yet, and I figured because I started, I don't know if I had, because I have a desk here where I have the computer, you know, that's where I do all my burning and all my podcasting and computer stuff. I had like these stacks of Blu-rays, and what I called that stack is like stack of things that I had to burn for people. So I finally, this past Sunday, started putting away the ones that I was done with. So now, because the cabinet that I have is filled to overcapacity, now I'm putting them in totes. So I just started a new tote, and because you need Universal Horror 2, 3, and 4, I pulled out my 1, 2, and 3, and now when 4 comes in, when I get done with that, I'm going to put all 4 of them together in the tote.
Wow. You are amazing. Thank you, man.
Well, you're making that happen because otherwise, like, 1 and 2 would be in one tote, and 3 and 4 would be in a completely different tote.
Right.
So thanks to you, they will now all be together.
Wow. Incredible.
Well, then there's this new movie that came out this week called Queen and Slim. I don't know for sure what that's about. But I think I'll get it at some point. I just don't feel like paying like $27 is the cheapest I can find it right now.
Wow.
So when it gets to be between 10 and 15 in about 2 to 3 weeks, then I'll probably get it.
All right.
Because there's that, and I know there's like the black woman in it, so I might enjoy that.
Black women.
It has the guy from Get Out in it, I believe. I don't really care
can't
about
take
him.
that guy. He is he's the same. He plays the same thing in every movie he's in.
I know, and he's just like so whiny. Like,
ugh,
dude,
I can't look at his face anymore.
It's like, can you just get hit by a truck?
Like, he has the same expression on his face in everything he does. Like, he was in this episode. You ever hear the show Dark Mirror or something like that?
I've heard of it. I've never seen it, but I've heard of it.
Black Mirror, right? It's like Twilight Zone.
Yeah, I've definitely heard of it.
Yeah, he's in that, and it was the same. I just can't take looking at him. And real
like,
quick,
his eyes just like get all big, and they get all watery and red, and they get like a nice tight shot on his face, and he just looks like just looks so sad.
I can't take it.
Like I want to punch him.
So speaking of the Twilight, as we wrap things up, I just want to throw these few things out there. So I watched the Creep Show on Shudder. The new thing. Did you
finish it?
No, because it's not really good. Like, maybe people are like reaching for anything to tap back into what they used to love or whatever, but I don't know. And I'm not hypercritical. Like, I think the Trancers movies are great. So, like, I mean, you can't say I'm a snob or anything, but this show just seems very uninspired. Like, when I watch these episodes, it doesn't seem like somebody like, guys, I have the burning, I have to make these episodes. I have so many great ideas, and Creep Show is great. It's an anthology. Let's make it like Tales from the Crypt. Remember how good that was? And I have so much we have to do. I have so many great ideas. It doesn't seem that way to me. It seems like every episode they're trying to come up with anything, and then they basically tapped into old shit that we've already seen, and it's all very derivative, and it's just not great. It just doesn't have to be there. So I gave up on that. The new Twilight Zone that they came out with, the first episode was the comedian guy. You ever seen?
I couldn't even make it through it.
Right. Like, and then it didn't even end the way it should have ended. I forgot how it ended or whatever, but I remember the big punch that almost had to happen didn't happen. And I was like, what the hell is this? And you can't be too hard on it, I guess, because people have this thing where like they think Twilight Zone is untouchable, like you can't say anything about it. But in reality, dude, let's face it, there was only like 20 amazing episodes. And
the original one? Yeah.
The rest are not really that great. I mean, it's like 20 amazing, 10 good, and the rest are all snooze fests.
Well, you know what it is? I think people just like that because it's black and white. So I think people, or there's a few like people that like draw just from the atmosphere of it.
Right.
And I think that's the thing. And that kind of like colors, I think, their vision.
Well, you know what I think? I think those same people only watched the Twilight Zone marathons growing up, and they only played the fucking good ones.
Right.
So
yeah,
they never even probably watched all the snooze fest ones. They probably don't even know what I'm talking about. They probably didn't blast through every single episode when it was on Netflix or anything like that. They're going off of the ones that are good, and if you say that, then I agree with you.
Well, yeah, I mean that's what they're doing.
Right, but as a whole entire catalog, no, it wasn't that great.
Yeah, I went and I bought they had the Blu-ray set.
Right.
I think on sale for like $50.
For all 5 seasons?
For all 5 seasons.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I would have liked that.
Yeah. I mean, I have it if you're ever interested.
Yeah, but I don't want you to sit there and burn all those discs. I'd rather have the real thing. I bought all the Blu-ray. I bought all the DVDs when they came out back in the early 2000s.
Did you? And that's why I saw those, but I never got them. I'm like, eventually they'll do something because they were doing stuff with Blu-ray. And then I saw them like, oh, when it came out, I think it was like at first 150 or maybe more than that. And I was like, nah, I can't do it. But I'm like, shit, 5 seasons for only $50. That's like $10 a season for Blu-ray. I'll take
Can't beat that. Even if you just take the good ones. I mean, like I said, 30 great episodes or whatever. I mean, maybe it's still not worth $50, but
I'll keep my eyes open. If you're really interested, I'll get you a good price for it if you want.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay.
So is that about it, Mike?
I think that's about it for this one.
Wow, I must say this seemed like a better show than the first time. I wasn't
a lot less sex talk.
Less sex, that's all. Other than that, I think the last one was a fun time.
Yeah.
I always think people get freaked out when it gets too dark.
Yeah, probably. Some people do because they're prudish, and I get that.
Oh, you know what? I just found it. Oh, it's DVD for $50. Blu-ray's $400. Okay.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wait. Again, I guess there's a bunch of versions of this. Complete series, $66. Oh.
That's not bad.
Yeah. Let me make sure it's the right one and not the 80s one.
Yeah. I think they have the 80s one on DVD.
I can't get a picture
Get that eventually.
of what these are. Original. Okay. Okay, it's the original. Okay.
And it's 66?
Yeah.
Wow, that's really not bad.
I'll add it to my cart for now, and I'll contemplate.
Hey, you never know. It might jump down in price while it's sitting in your cart.
Yeah. The complete 80s series is $30 on DVD.
That's DVD. I don't think they did a Blu-ray for that one, unfortunately.
No.
I'd rather have that on Blu-ray than this new.
Yeah, right.
Ugh.
I wouldn't mind buying the 80s Twilight Zone and just zipping through it.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm ever gonna go back and try to watch this new one again. Because I think I actually fell asleep during that first episode. I was like, I just don't think it's that.
No.
No.
Not really. So, all right. Well, good time. Hope everybody enjoyed the show. It is our Sunday show, Rabbit in Red. Look forward to new releases of Mike's regular Rabbit in Red show with his new co-host,
Amber. I enjoy her, and I think you guys will too. Just give her a shot. I think.
Yeah. Hey, listen. I can't believe I want to apologize to Amber myself for you and say I cannot believe Michael J. threw you to the wolves on your very first podcast experience ever. Giving her an interview, I would have been like, whoa, what? No, I just want to talk about horror movies. What do you mean, interview?
That's what I said. She handled it like a champ because,
yeah.
I told her, I said, keep it casual because, I don't talk to people. So,
yeah, I remember if you want to hear, people think, listen, I'm not tooting my own horn, but there are people who think I'm good at podcasting, okay? Like Skeleton Crew fans and stuff like that, and Banana Laser fans.
Right.
Now, thank you for thinking that, but if you heard me on Rabbit in Red in the early days, especially during interviews, I mean, that is how me and Vince had our first rift, I think. I think me and Vince never had a problem with each other, ever, until the day when he told me he's going to do the Rick Rosenthal interview alone. And I guess I felt slighted or something. I can't remember what I thought in 2011. It was 9 years ago, but and I haven't thought really about it in years. But I'm sure I was offended and like, well, why can't I be on it? Blah, blah. And then I think back to like the interviews I was on in Rabbit in Red, and I was atrocious. And Vince probably just picked up on that, I'm sure, because he has ears, and I think they work. And he probably was, Halloween 2 is one of his favorite movies ever, and it was close to him.
Still is, for whatever reason.
Yeah. So he probably, number one, wanted to do it alone anyway, but then didn't want me fucking it up with my nervous, stupid, jittery bullshit. And he just made the call. He said, well, I'm in charge of the show, so I'm doing this solo. And I couldn't handle it at the time. Being better at this, I understand more now, and I understand the thought process better. But as a novice who sucked, I just was a frustrated, offended little guy.
Well, what I really think, I think had we had more of a window, you probably would have been on it. The only reason, or the main reason, was because it was kind of like a last minute thing, because he was driving to the Sundance Film Festival, and he's like, okay, I'm going to be on the road from this time to this time, and that's all I can do. So it's either you do it now or you don't have me at all.
See, that is even, if that's the explanation, then I was completely wrong. But
that is exactly what happened.
Really? Because I don't remember Vince saying that.
Well, see, you got to remember, I was the booker. So I handled scheduling all the interviews.
Right. And was I not home during that hour?
I think what happened was, I know it was kind of like between 4 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Oh, yeah, I could have done it.
I don't remember what your work schedule was.
Yeah, so I think that wasn't a part of this. I do think it was just him not wanting me to fuck up the interview. Because if he said it was during hours you would have never been able to do, I probably would have took it better. And I think I was so bent out of shape, I probably left the show for a little while, right? Or something like that.
I think that's kind of what happened after that, I think.
That's just the reactions of a crazy person, which now I know that I am. So it's sad, but I'm dealing with it. I'm trying to keep a lid on it, like Rambo said.
We all have our issues. I know I've had.
Turbulence. Turbulence.